Hi everyone, welcome back to another episode of Big Mood.
It's actually a bonus episode.
Yeah.
Bonus mood. Bonus mood.
Bonus, some extra moods for you. Today is our first time doing this. It's going to be a whole new segment where we answer your questions that you asked us on.
It's like you're part of our chat.
You said axed, yes.
You did. But you asked us on Instagram. So we put some feelers out there and we said, what have you always wanted to ask us? Questions for advice or anything, and we decided let's do that so we can reach or we can hang out with you guys. It's like we're hanging out with you guys at home.
It's like they're part of our text chain.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
But the thing is, we don't have a name for this segment yet, so
It's a little Q&A segment. We'll get there.
Ask Big Mood.
yeah.
Big Mood.
Put some ideas down there for us. Maybe someone will come up with something good. We'll give you a shout out for that.
But also, if you want your question to be answered in the future, make sure you're following us on Instagram, and we will be putting the feelers out in the stories, you know, with the story question responses. So if you want to do that, just follow us on Instagram and wait for the next one.
At Big Mood Girls.
We're going to keep doing it, so
we can keep it anonymous too if you prompt us. Now, I pulled a bunch of questions last night. We got so many.
Ooh,
thanks,
so
guys.
Yeah.
Excited.
So we're just going to go through as many as we possibly could. All right. So let's start with something maybe like a little bit lighter.
Okay.
Okay.
Ready.
We're strapped in. We're strapped in.
All right. So this one I thought was really cute. This is from Aisha Manula. She says, how to flirt but be mysterious at the same time.
Ooh.
Yeah, how?
Mm-hmm.
How do you do that?
I like something about you, but I'm not going to tell you what it is.
How to flirt and be mysterious.
I feel like you almost need to be overt with guys. And I don't know if it's just the guys that I've been around, but sometimes I hella think I'm flirting and they did not pick that up at all. And then sometimes I'm just like ball busting and just being like my normal self and they totally think I'm flirting with them. And I'm like, well, no.
Yeah.
So I don't have
there
an
might
answer.
be like a balance of showing kind of a green light without giving away too much. So the way if I was going to tell her like, oh, there's this cute guy she likes, the way I would tell her to do it is just like, there's little signs of acceptance to a guy. So it's like body language. Like if me and Nikki are on a date and this is our first time and maybe we're sitting at the bar at a restaurant and then so flirting with him, it would be kind of like, I would definitely be a little bit more body language showed, but also you don't want to overdo it, which is why she said mysterious, right? So like you'll just do subtle things like holding eye contact a little bit longer.
Ooh, or like flirted with.
Do you feel a tingle?
I do.
So I think it's more about maybe body language to show flirtiness or acceptance, or like how would you want someone to like approach you physically to show that you're interested without actually saying with words that you're interested,
Right.
or you know like being overtly sexual or something like that.
Yeah.
Kind of takes away the mystery. But if it's just like physically, facially, or you'll laugh at their jokes or you'll show little signs of acceptance, I feel like that's a good way to flirt without really showing your cards, you know, being like, oh my God, I really like you.
Yeah, right? Or don't over divulge. Don't go into your childhood and everything on the first date. That will scare people away. Leave that as a mystery. You show them the crazy after you trap them. See? After you trap them.
I think
I don't know how to do that. I just throw it. I
She
vomit.
goes balls to the wall
I
first.
literally just like word vomit.
If
Yeah,
you want to
that's
hold
it.
back from doing that, be a good listener. Like just
right.
practice listening, like asking them questions, making them feel important.
And it'll
that kind of
help
stuff.
you
Yeah.
notice if they're even asking you questions in the first place. Because some guys are like, oh, me, and they just never ask you anything.
is he even worth flirting with?
Right?
Or,
Yeah.
you know.
Exactly.
So you
Mine
get to
all great
gauge
tips.
while you're potentially flirting.
My thing is, I don't kiss them for the longest time. Like, they'll try to kiss me. I'm like, oh, good night. And then
What's
there's
the longest time? I kiss on
Yeah.
the first date because I'm like,
Yeah, for
are
sure.
you worth a second date? And the only way I'm
Same.
going to find out is if I kiss
You
you.
need to test the merchandise.
Yeah. That's a make or break.
I do like a fourth or fifth date.
Wow.
Ew, that's so much wasted time.
It's like, well, I'll let them know that it went really well and I totally want to see you again, but I'm not going to give you like a kiss just like that.
Why?
You know? Because I'm annoying. I don't know. Like I just I like make them
I'm
work
judging
for
you
it.
right now.
Precious, your precious
They gotta work for it.
gem.
I
Yeah.
get that,
Gem
but
they have to
also
work for.
I feel like it's more about me. It's like, do I want this or not?
Oh, I see.
And if I don't want that kiss, if I kiss him and I'm like, I would be so pissed if I wasted 5 dates
Okay,
on a guy that can't kiss.
What if you're on a date and you already know you don't want to kiss them? Like,
Well, then
you're
I
like-
definitely won't.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
don't. All right, it was nice seeing you.
It's
So it's
like
not
it's,
like
it's like okay, his conversation is good. He's handsome. He's easy to talk to. Yeah,
Yes.
he hasn't done anything rude or red flaggy so far. I might consider putting his penis in my vagina, but first he has to pass the make out
Yes,
test.
I'm a Jess.
And so first night, but that doesn't relate to
It's
your
like
question.
the last of the criteria
Yeah.
before opening the gates.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, I feel like I'm just dragging him out to dinner 5 times and taking 5 times worth of his money. And I want to know right now if it's good or not.
I like to make him
It's
work
all
for
very
it. So then
interesting.
like I give him a kiss on the cheek, maybe like the second or third date, and they're like,
Jeez, they're finally
me.
like, oh my god,
That is mysterious, I guess.
that's a lot more mysterious. Yeah, it just depends on what you're going for, girl.
all right. Next
I had
question.
zero advice to give. 'Cause I'm like,
It's okay. I mean,
I was never in that dating world. That's why, like, now that you're dating, for
Yeah.
example, I'm just like, girl, what's that like?
I wouldn't call myself an expert in anything. I'm just telling you what I would do, and you have to decide: would you want my life or not?
That's true. Never take advice from someone
Yeah.
if you don't want their life.
Only take advice from someone you want to be like.
Oh, yeah.
So you
And it could be
decide,
different
girls.
aspects, too.
You decide.
Okay, so next question is from.
So don't take any of our advice.
Probably shouldn't take any of this. Just watch it for entertainment
You
purposes.
don't want to be like us, trust me. Next question is from Lewis. Says ho.
Excuse me.
What did
Thank
you just
you.
call me?
How?
Is that a Chinese name or?
He asks, "What's the first thing a woman notices on a man?"
Like
varies.
physically?
Anything really?
It
like
does vary per
physically,
woman.
emotionally. Yeah,
Height.
like personality wise,
Voice.
Immediately.
Voice is a big one.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, for me, it's like how his presence is, I think, like around me. Like, how does he conduct himself?
Like you can feel his energy.
Yeah, exactly. The energy. And without even like talking to the person, I could already sense like what kind of person that they'll have, like what, the personality based off of their energy and like the
Right.
way they carry themselves.
So let's say like this is like the first date, right? What do you guys kind of notice on the first date? Personally, for me, how
It's
they
like
treat.
a blind date.
No,
Or-
okay, you
Well, when you're swiping on dating apps,
Yeah.
it kind of feels like a blind
I
date
guess
still
so.
because you're like, well, I think I know what he looks like, but
Yeah.
oftentimes people look a little bit different from their
they
pictures.
show up, they're
anyway.
actually 5'7", not 5'10". Yeah,
Yeah, so that's why I say the very first thing I notice is height. I'm like, is he tall or not?
Yeah.
And then I start going down all this other shit.
yeah. Yeah, for me, I notice how they treat the wait staff. Like if you're a
Absolutely.
dick, I'm out. I'm not about it at all. Or if they're funny, I like funny dudes.
Yeah.
If
But
you
that's
can
not the first thing.
No.
No, not the first. Okay, you're right. Not
Yeah.
the first thing. How they dress. Like
Yes.
Yeah.
before, I didn't really care much, but now as you reach like a older age, you're like, are you presentable?
Absolutely.
You know,
Like how they
Absolutely.
groom themselves.
Yeah.
For me, it was shoes. Like in high school,
I read about
liked
that.
Whenever I liked a guy and stuff, I would see what kind of shoes he was wearing or how like he maintained his shoes. That to me was shoes for me and lips and jawline. Like those
Dude,
are-
lips for sure. I know I don't have very big lips because I'm a standard white girl, so I have small standard white
You have
girl
bigger
lips.
lips than me.
But when I see a guy with big lips, I'm like, he's getting a chance for sure. Because and I think it started with Tom Hardy. My obsession with Tom Hardy. He's got those big old dick sucking lips.
Dang.
He's the one doing
So
the dick
nice.
sucking.
So
if he wanted to, he could.
he could
sucking lips.
They're clit sucking lips. Yeah.
I like how a guy smells too.
Yeah.
Yes,
Smells a big thing for
smells
me.
a
I mean,
huge
all
one.
this clearly like superficial things are probably what we notice first, and then when we start talking, there's other things. That
But
we
how they
notice.
carry themselves for sure. That's like it's like a feeling. Like you can see
Yeah.
when they walk through the door
Yeah.
Exactly.
how they carry themselves. And then
Yeah.
for me I said voice because like people that have a grounded voice, grounded energy, you can tell they're really listening and stuff. They have a different tone to their voice than someone that's like forward presenting and like they're like, all right, so what do you do? Like it's very like
I feel that for sure. That definitely
and their
throws
tone
me
goes
off.
up.
That throws me off.
Because they're being fake and they're like hiding something, so that the lower their voice goes, the more grounded, the more I feel like I can trust them.
Right.
Yeah.
I can't date a high voice person. It's strange.
Oh, it's like
Calm down.
Yeah.
Okay.
Come down here. And while you're down here,
while you're down there,
smelling good is so
Exactly.
good. And if you want
yes.
to have a just safe bet at smelling good,
God, please
start with
do.
your deodorant.
You gotta try
Definitely.
native, guys and girls. And we actually have 2 scents with us right now, lavender and rose. This is probably more of a feminine scent. I
But
mean,
sea salt and cedar.
that's a more manly scent.
Cedar.
I would say.
Cedar.
Cedar trees.
Cedar.
This lavender and rose one smells. It reminds me of a spa.
like a man.
That one definitely smells more manly. The cedar, I think, adds to that.
It's a good man smell.
Anyways, this is formulated without aluminum, parabens, or talc. It's also vegan and never tested on animals. It's made with ingredients you've actually heard of, like coconut oil and shea butter. And so making the switch to aluminum-free deodorant does not mean you have to sacrifice on performance. It will keep you smelling and feeling fresh all day long. And they have over 10 scents. There's definitely a scent you're going to find in that you like. And I haven't disliked any of the scents.
they're
Like
all
every
really
single
good.
one that
Smells
they've sent
so
us
good.
has been great.
Sent us.
None of that. No puns allowed.
You like it.
There's a variety of options for men, women, and teens. They also offer an unscented option and a baking soda free formula if you are sensitive. There's no risk.
Sensitive.
Okay,
Senki.
stop it. Sorry. There is no risk to try, free shipping on every order, and they offer a 30-day free return or exchange in the USA. If you're still not convinced, check out their over 9,000 5-star reviews. I feel like the texture on this is really good, and it just smells so good, and it feels nice and smooth. I love the way it feels. For 20% off your first purchase, visit nativedeodorant.com and use promo code BIGMOOD during checkout. Again, that's for 20% off your first purchase. Visit nativedeodorant.com and use promo code BIGMOOD during checkout.
Yeah.
That was magnificent.
Yes.
Because we love anyone that smells good.
Sick of you.
Oh, I just got it. God,
Yeah, it took me a second, and I felt upset.
No.
Now, you smell good on the outside, but do you feel good on the inside?
No.
Probably
you look
not.
good.
I always look good. Yeah. But on the inside, it's just black tar.
Ooh.
But
Jesus.
but not anymore, because I've been using Care of, which is a vitamin supplement brand of vitamins. That's a word. Care of is a wellness brand that makes it easy to maintain your health goals with a customized vitamin plan that helps you feel your best today and supports you long term. I have never taken care of my insides, but now I started because of Care of. It's hassle-free vitamins and supplements delivered to you. It makes taking your vitamins and supporting your health goals attainable. The convenient daily packs are perfect for on-the-go lifestyles. Just throw one in your purse or gym bag and you're on your way.
I know. I love these vitamins because, like, initially they make you take a quiz, and then you get to find out, like, what is it that you're concerned about with your insides? Like, what do you want to take care of? That black tar, darkness.
More like tiredness, and like maybe you need some more vitamin D because you never go outside, Gina.
Stop attacking
Yeah.
me.
Cheeto Puffs.
Please stop attacking me.
Exactly.
They saw my quiz. They're like, oh God, we need to send her everything. So I personally go for something that helps my energy in the morning, because I have none. But on the opposite end, also something that helps me sleep at night. And also like beauty stuff, like collagen pills and stuff like that,
Yeah.
because I am vain. Okay, even though I do nothing to take care of it.
Yeah, I really like using the powder. It's like a little
Oh,
stick
yeah.
of powder, and I like the energy one because it gives like a nice little like clean boost. But it tastes really good too.
It
'cause
does.
You just dissolve it in your tongue. You're good to go.
And it comes in like a cute package where you just pull a packet out every day. It's cool. It makes me feel like I'm doing something every day.
You're being healthy.
For 50% off your first Care of order, go to takecareof.com and enter BigMood50. Again, that's 50% off your first Care of order. Go to takecareof.com and enter BigMood50.
50.
Take care of your insides. Don't be like me. So let's get a little bit more serious.
Okay, I'm ready.
I feel like this question can help everyone in a relationship. The question is from The Realist, JP.
The realist?
The Realist. How do you argue fairly with your partner? I have a hard time reaching a middle ground.
Listen.
Ooh, that's hard.
You need to listen. I think that you need to. I think the number one thing people struggle with is feeling like their partner's their enemy in that moment.
Yeah.
And wanting to win
Yes.
rather than thinking of your partner as being on the same team as you and wanting to achieve a common goal.
Right.
And so when you're listening to what's upsetting them, you can understand and then like, make your point based on like what is upsetting them, but without invalidating them.
Right.
You need to validate what they're upset about and then be like, okay, I can see why you're upset and here is my side,
Right.
you know. And
That's
then
actually what we learned in therapy. Like when Casey and I were going to like marriage counseling, they taught us how to communicate with one another because we were trying to understand each other, but we weren't using language that the other person is able to receive. So then like the first, like the bottom, like the first step, like is what you're saying, which is you need to hear the other person out. Once you're hearing them, you need to say what it is that you heard, like how you understood
Put it in your
what
own
it is
words.
in your own words. Exactly.
Yeah.
So you're like, okay, I hear that you're saying this and this is how you felt and this is what happened. And like you're giving them their own ideas back, like the rundown from how you understood it.
and you can make sure it's correct too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's really what it is. First, it's like, cool, I understood your side.
Exactly.
We got it. Then you go into, well, this is my perspective on it. I felt this way and this is how, like, you know, I felt this way about the situation, whatever it is. And once you give your input out, then the other person has to do the same thing back. And like, okay, what I understood was this and this and this, and then here's my perspective. And that's like the therapy way of communicating. If you really can't even reach, because we were at that point where it's like, we are trying so hard to understand each other, but no matter what we say or how we say it, in that moment, it really felt like we're just speaking two completely different languages, and this is just getting worse.
It's
so
like you're fighting just for yourself, not for the relationship.
exactly.
Yeah.
So then at that point, once you're able to understand, just like what Nikki was saying, is like spot on. Because once you're able to understand where the issues were coming from the other side, and then the other side heard where you were coming from your side, you're able to see the situation clearly, like a clear, like aerial, like bird's eye view of the problem. And so once you see that problem, you're able to attack it as a team instead of like being enemies about it, and like understanding like, okay, then how do we fix this, or like what is the possible solution? And
because your emotions just want to be understood.
Exactly.
Like your logic is like separate. So like if your emotions don't feel heard or understood, then you can't even get to the logic part.
And that's what you were saying about the validating thing.
Yeah.
That's exactly it. It really is.
Totally.
Yeah.
There's this example that I heard, and it's just about, it's kind of that thing about like separating yourself from the situation. It was this one girl on a YouTube channel, I forgot her name, but she made this example. She said, consider yourself to be like a lab assistant or a lab researcher and not to be the mouse in the maze. So it's kind of like whenever you get you're like so deep entrenched in whatever it is that's driving you fucking crazy, you're kind of like this mouse that's like going through the maze and it can't figure out how to get out. Like you can't figure out how to get out of this argument, right? It's like you got to like try to put the scientist jacket on and say, okay, how do I remove myself from this argument and literally just write it out as a statement? How would I write this out on a research paper? My girlfriend doesn't like that I do this, or like, you know, it's just like about separating your emotions from it. So I don't know if anyone can relate to the idea of like, get out of the maze as the rat, put on the lab coat, and see yourself as like above this problem.
You know, it also helps to approach the conversation in a same team aspect. Is another thing that we learned in therapy, which is not to use the word you
Yeah.
when you're referring to whatever it is. Like if me and Jess got in an argument, I won't have to, if I'm saying things like, well, you did this and you did this and I got pissed off because you, whatever it is,
Do I
you have to
statements.
do I statements where it's like, well, I felt hurt when like
That
this and
definitely
this
helps.
happened. It helps so much because then it does remove the ego. Actually, it
Yeah,
removes
'cause
the
you're not
ego from the
attacking
other
them.
person, so then they don't feel like they have to defend themselves because they're not getting attacked.
Well, you show vulnerability yourself too, because you're like, it hurts me, because otherwise when you're arguing you're just like, well, you're a piece of shit,
Yeah.
you're that. But like if you show them I'm hurting from this, or like it crushed me when you said that, or I mean obviously you saying that sounds a little fight words too, but it's like, it crushed me when this happened, it made me feel low. So it's like you just have to understand why they feel like, why are you even in this fight? It crushed me, it hurt you, you felt betrayed, you know, like you have to understand why you guys are even fighting.
I like that one.
Yeah.
I like that one a lot.
Yeah.
I learned a lot about that within the last few years, just because before it was just, I mean, I think with a lot of people when you argue, it's a lot of ego. you know?
Oh, yeah,
and
it's
you
nothing
really
but
need
It's
to
like
lay it down.
90% ego.
Yeah. And you really got to lay that down and realize, like you said, it's, you know, you guys are trying to solve the problem and not just you trying to protect yourself from being attacked, you know?
We had a thing called peer advocates at my high school where we had to learn I statements, and also there was the thing called the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse. Have you ever heard that?
I've heard of it in
that.
marriage.
It's like the 4 strategies that people use to take down each other, and I can't remember all of them, but
Yeah.
like definitely blame was one of them, and
Yeah.
yeah. Anyway,
Criticism.
Google that.
Criticism
Google
is
it.
one.
Yeah, criticism.
Yeah. There's a lot of those.
Ready?
Yes.
Okay, so back to like a lighter subject, which I found this very interesting. Jasmine Kang had 2 questions for us, which I thought were very interesting. Was, should I feel okay with my man going to a strip club? Also, should I feel saddened and hurt when my man masturbates when I'm not around?
Oh, poor Jasmine.
Yeah,
Miss Kang.
that's something going on there.
That sounds like she's not getting enough validation from the relationship or from herself to
Yeah.
even feel confident.
Right, but
enough
why
to
is he
not
going to the
making it-
strip club all the time?
Well, if it's
Well,
all
we
the
don't
time,
have enough details.
Yeah.
We don't know exactly like how often, or if it's just like, you know, once a quarter, or if
Yeah.
it's like every weekend.
Okay.
I mean, if it's
and
all
if
the
he's
time,
inviting her,
if
yeah,
it's all the time,
exactly. Is she invited?
Right.
Give us more details, guys.
Well, I mean, I think basically we can say if it's all the time, then that's an issue for anyone, really.
Yeah.
But personally, I don't care if he goes with his friends every once in a while, like it's a birthday or something. That's
Yeah.
fine. The whole masturbating thing, it's a natural thing that humans do, and
Yeah.
it has nothing to hurt you. And I personally don't feel like you should be saddened or hurt by that at all, because you're making him feel bad for something that's so natural.
natural
Yeah,
release.
and you
Yeah.
could masturbate all the time too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
This is like, this is one of those things where we can't just be like, just be cool with it, girl, because it's like she has a moral issue that it's just really not in line with most people's moral standard.
Right.
Like her moral standard is so much higher than a lot of us and also a lot of guys, so she's gonna have a hard time with this, and that I feel like that might be something that she needs to talk to in therapy, because it just sounds like there's something deeper there that doesn't let her register that like guys have sexual needs that are completely removed from anyone that they're with, no matter if it's their wife and they love them and they will die for this woman. They're still gonna want to like masturbate, or maybe they'll fucking want to watch porn every once in a while or something. Like, it literally doesn't have anything to do with you, but there's just, it seems to me that she can't separate that.
Well, I
so.
think as soon as it ends up affecting the relationship is when
if there's a
Yeah.
if there's
Problem.
a
Yeah.
problem that he has,
Right.
like with porn, like, because there is a sex addiction that will affect the relationship,
Yeah.
but we don't know how far he's going.
Or if like he's doing this in lieu of having sex, or
right.
being
That's what I mean by
intimate.
like
yeah.
when it's affecting the relationship.
But that's a
'cause it's-
very small.
yeah.
I feel like most relationships do not have that problem.
yeah.
In my
Yeah.
personal experience, I've never had a guy choose porn or masturbation or sex or strip clubs or anything over me. So so anecdotally, I don't feel like most guys have a sex addiction.
Because you
They
got that
just
bomb pussy too.
I also,
Yeah.
I guess personally, like masturbating doesn't bother me at all, because it's like we all have pent up energy, and like I feel like that's a form of repression if you can't just get it out.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
I don't know, like you should be autonomous with your body. But the strip clubs I think would bother me, and that would be a conversation I would have. Like, why do you feel the need to go all the
Yeah.
time? Like, what does it give you?
Right.
Because like there's so many places you can go that aren't that, and I feel like, I mean, whatever your line in the sand is, if that's a deal breaker for you, then definitely have that conversation. Because I feel like for me, it's kind of for me it seems immature, and I think that's what turns me off about it. And it would be a deal breaker for me.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Steve were to like, hey, it's my friend's birthday.
Bachelor parties, fine.
Right.
Like
Birthday, whatever.
major events, it
Yeah.
almost
Yeah.
seems like you should expect that.
Yeah.
Right.
But if
I
you're
don't
just
care about
going-
that. But if you're just going like on the
Yeah.
weekends to
That's weird.
go,
Or like,
Early night.
or like during the workday.
or
Like,
or
there's
like
some guys
that's
that-
where your friends want to chill
Yeah.
all the time. That's
Yeah,
just
that's
a
an
weird.
issue.
But the thing is, girl, you can't force him to stop. You got to just say like, this is what he likes, and I'll let you know I don't like it. But then if he wants to keep doing that, you just got to
Yeah.
decide if you want to be in that. Because if you try to force it out of him, it's not
Yeah.
gonna work. It's not gonna work.
Mm-mm.
Just draw your line in the sand.
Okay.
Right.
Next question is from Auntie Fifi.
Fifi.
oh boy. Here's
Okay.
How do you tell your partner it stinks down there and that's why you don't go down there anymore.
Wait, is it a girl or a guy?
It's a girl.
I
Wait,
had
so the
that
girl
issue.
stinks?
No, the guy
the guy
stinks.
stings.
Oh, the guy.
Or depending on who she,
Oh, yeah.
because we
dating.
don't know if she's with a girl or a guy.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
So how do you
Yeah.
tell your partner that stinks down there? I just gently just like, hey, so I just want to talk about something. Maybe like it kind of smells a little bit.
Wait, do a lot
down
of dicks
there.
smell?
I
Dude.
guess some don't know how to take care of their dicks.
Balls.
No.
Oh, balls.
Balls can smell. Steve is extremely hygienic. That's why he doesn't like morning sex, because he feels like he wants to like be clean down there
Yeah,
before.
but you
and
don't
he-
have to put your face next to his dick in the morning. That's when you
Well-
just put it in and kind of like do the spooning
That's
sex
true.
or something.
I like
don't put
that,
Don't
but
open your mouth.
he
and then,
needs that as foreplay before.
oh,
Yeah.
like
I
every
see.
time.
Yeah.
You always have to suck his dick. He can't just put it in. All right,
Yeah.
strike against Steve. Finally, I got to strike against Steve.
But I mean, I don't mind it. Like, it's like part of our sex
I get it.
routine.
But every
Yeah.
once in a while, it'd be cool if you just
Dude,
put
no,
it in.
in
right?
high school I had this
True.
boyfriend. He was yeah.
Oh, it's
Wow.
Knocked you back?
stinky. A little stinky.
So okay, so
Stinky dinky.
Stinky dinky.
all right, so with this dude, he was like the first guy that I was seeing more regularly, and because like my sexual experiences before this guy, it wasn't like a relationship or anything. It was just kind of like, oh, we're hooking up and then that's it, and it wasn't like a continuous thing. So
Right.
I just felt by the time we got into something that some guys just smell, and I just had to just put up with it.
Was he uncircumcised?
He was
Okay.
no wait. Which one? My brain's getting-
Uncircumcised
Did he have the
means
skin?
there's a
He had skin.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
And honestly, I've been with a lot of
Uncircumcised,
uncircumcised guys, and most of them take really good care
Yeah.
of their dicks. So I
Not
don't want to
this
put
one.
that. I don't want to put that stigma out
Yeah,
there.
yeah, yeah. I don't want to do that either. Because I mean, Casey's uncircumcised, and he's never
your husband
once
is- yeah,
smelled.
he's
ever.
perfectly fine. Oh,
good.
Not once. And but this dude though, every time, and I'm like, I didn't know how to tell him either because I was so young, and it was embarrassing. He was older, so I'm like, I don't know, is this a normal thing? Like, do guys
It's
usually smell?
schmegma.
It was
Dick
gross.
cheese.
Yeah, dick cheese, duck butter.
Oftentimes too, that
Truffle butter.
can be yeasty, and then that can cause a yeast
Yeah,
infection in
it
your
can-
fucking
it can give
pussy.
you-
I think he did give me a yeast infection
Yeah.
or something, but like, I don't know, being with him, I'm like, this can't be it. Like, this just
It depends
can't
on
be
how close I think you are with that person. Like, are you just kind of boning this person every once in a while, and you're not close enough to like really give him that hard advice?
But still, if I was just boning something and that was the only thing I was getting was
You'd be like,
that.
honey, you
would
better
like it to
clean
smell
this shit
good.
up.
Dude, this was in Too Deep Tiff too. So
Right.
she would have never
So
said
she just
anything.
gave head
Like,
on
she
a stinky
didn't
dick.
at first. Yeah, like I would literally be doing that. So I'm like, yeah, like he'd be here and I'm like,
Gross, dude. I'm so gross.
I think at this point, I mean, honestly, just be honest, but don't be a dick and be like, dude, you fucking smell.
Yeah.
Just be like,
No.
hey, do you mind if like we? Oh yeah, do you mind if we shower?
You
first?
could
Right,
start that
shower
and then
first.
like just try to jack him off with a soap.
Yeah. There you go.
fucking get all up in there.
Yeah.
And bonking it.
With a Q-tip.
Honestly, though, I mean,
God.
you have to basically say something eventually.
Unless
You don't
you're
want to
really
not.
nasty
You don't
and
want
you
to
just
not
like
be
it.
honest.
Oh yeah.
And one thing that hides all that, so you don't even know, is your clothes and
Cover up that
maybe
smelly
if he has
dick.
good style.
Cover up all the smell.
Stitch Fix actually is a great styling service for getting dressed in the morning. All right, so Stitch Fix, I love it because we all wish we had a personal stylist, but it's hella expensive. But with Stitch Fix, you get to go on and kind of like basically have your own personal stylist without the enormous fee. You go on there, you take a quiz, you tell them what pictures you like, what pictures you don't like, and from that they get a sense of your style, and they put together a box for you with a mixture of clothing and accessories, and it's got all kinds of styles and stuff for your budget. You pay a $20 styling fee for each fix, which is credited towards anything you keep. You can schedule it at any time. There's no subscription required. Plus, shipping, returns, and exchanges are easy and free. And Stitch Fix does the hard work for you. It makes great style effortless for everybody, including women, men, and kids. I actually love this pair of jeans that I got from them. And earlier, we were doing a podcast episode where I was wearing a shirt that they
That shirt
styled
was so
for me.
cute. You came in and I'm like, girl, I love your shirt.
Thank
You're like,
you.
I actually got it from my Stitch Fix box. I'm like, it's so cute.
Dude,
Oh my
they
God,
nailed it.
The jeans that I had, I lost too much weight, so they don't really fit me
Well,
anymore.
give them to me.
What size are they?
I don't know. I don't remember.
Well, hand
But
them
I
down.
was a lot chunkier when we first got the Stitch Fix boxes.
Your version of chunky is like everyone's goal weight.
Yeah.
right, but I'm like really skinny now, so I need new Stitch
You're like
Fix.
too
jeans.
skinny.
big to fit my pants, guys. I need
Okay, get another box of Stitch
I know.
Fix.
I'm gonna reorder now.
And
they
then
make
what code
Stitch
would
Fix?
you use?
You would get started today at stitchfix.com/mood and you'll get 25% off when you keep everything in your fix. That's stitchfix.com/mood for 25% off when you keep everything in your fix. Stitchfix.com/mood.
Oh.
Thank you.
So back to it. Okay, so what if, say, your cat.
Say I'm the one with the stinky pussy.
Like, what if I am the
pusshole?
one with the
puss hole
smelly
stank?
pussy?
You know what I would want?
What if I had a reeky, stinky
You
stank?
should be able to tell, girl.
Right?
I want for sure.
How would I want someone to tell me?
But if
Yeah.
he's like down there, it's been a long day, let's say, and then it smells or whatever. If he pulls out his phone, goes to a Smelly Cat music video.
Oh, God.
And then
What is
plays that for
Smelly
me.
Cat?
From Friends.
Smelly Cat, Smelly
I don't know these damn
Cat.
Friends references. Damn it.
God.
Well, personally, so you know how like you kind of go through the month and sometimes you smell and taste a little bit different.
Yes.
You taste yourself?
Well, I mean,
I don't
he
know
can
what I
taste
taste like.
it. Yeah.
Yeah,
You
now
don't know
I'm
what you taste like?
No.
Really?
I want to
Same.
taste myself.
We're not
a
throughout
new
the
flavor
month.
every day.
Like
Oh.
I don't know. Like this day I'm bitter. This day I'm sweet.
Steve says I'm
Yeah.
always sweet.
Of
Very
course he
sweet.
does. Fuck
like
Steve.
a delicacy.
Whatever.
A Filipino delicacy.
Casey says I'm like melted strawberry ice cream.
Oh,
cute.
He's like with the melted kind. Like, it's
Yeah.
like I'm
He's like peaches and honey is what he
Okay.
says. I'm like, you got that out of a book or something.
I was told that I
Fucking
taste
liars.
sweet, which thank God. But I learned that I taste differently when I'm ovulating and when I'm not.
Oh.
Yeah, like right before my
They're
period.
fucking
I taste
eating your
different.
ovulation juice, bro.
Damn right they are, and they're gonna like it. But if it tastes a little bit different, like all he just has to say is, "Oh, I would literally say, go down on me," and then or more, and he'll be like, "Oh no, it just tastes a little bit different today." I'm like, "Oh, okay, that's cool." Like because I kind of understand my body already,
Yeah.
so I'm totally okay.
that's
with
tight
it.
that he even says that though.
Yeah.
Because a lot of guys will just be like, no, anyway, let's
But what
just
if
go do
it's
this.
like because some girls, and especially young girls, because I didn't know. Like when I first had a bacterial infection, those are the ones that smell bad. You know, if you get a yeast infection, it usually has no smell at all. It's just like discharge. But if you have a bacterial infection, it will smell bad. And some girls seem to think like that's natural, but it's not. So like they'll just run with the bacterial infection for months or you
That
know
was
like
me
a
when I was
long
young because I had no idea. I had
Yeah.
no
What
education.
does
So,
it
like-
smell like
fishy kind of.
Yeah.
So the very first time I got a bacterial infection, it was fishy, and I was like, "What the fuck is wrong with my pussy?" You know, because I could smell it. I have a very sensitive nose, but then I've smelled it on other girls too, like girlfriends in high school and stuff. And I'm like, "Oh, she's got something going on." And then like weeks later, I'm like, "Oh, she's still
yeah.
got
like
something
when you
going
guys go to
on."
the bathroom together?
Yeah.
Kind of
Well, like
situation?
maybe like at cheer or whatever, like we get really close to each other, and so I could smell her fucking vagina, and I'm like,
Wow.
so I don't think she knows to treat it, and
Yeah.
it's been weeks, and it still smells bad. It's like, how do you tell someone? I mean, as a girlfriend, I don't think we need to do that, but like if you're a guy and it's your
Right.
Well, if you
girlfriend,
guys ever smell me and I smell bad, you better tell me.
Actually,
we're close enough for that kind of
I've
thing.
been meaning to tell you.
We're
but-
close
Good.
enough.
Let me know.
Wait,
Tell
open
me.
your legs really quick. No, you're good.
Let me get a little taste. Let me get a little taste. It smells like strawberries.
It smells like strawberry milkshake.
These bitches are like,
Okay, so as a woman,
yeah.
how would you want your man to tell you, like, hey, you smell kind of...
I don't know. Just
Yeah.
like thinking of that, just it's like
It's a little bit...
devastating.
Maybe I don't know if he was just like, "Hey, are you on your period or something?" Because
Did you eat something
Did you
different?
eat asparagus?
You know what? For me, I think because
I mean, you have to be honest because like a girl might have a bacterial infection and not know, and that
No,
shit can actually fuck you
'cause
up.
if those questions came at me, I'd feel more hurt. But
Really?
if it was like fluffed up in the beginning where it's like, baby, I love you so much. You know I do. And I don't
But what if you
need-
don't love them yet?
Okay, well, or like I really like you, or I care about you. I really
Pretty.
care about you. And I'm not telling you this to hurt you at all. I'm telling you this because I care about you. It's just that, you know, I've kind of noticed that there's been like a slight like odor and maybe you would want to get that
Yeah.
looked into.
Yeah.
But if it was like prepped where it's like,
Yeah.
hey, I'm trying to let you know this because I care about you and I'm not trying to hurt you, that I would receive
I
very
think
well.
I'm the
Right.
same way as you, too.
I guess you gotta
Yeah.
be able to judge the person. Like,
Yeah.
are they kind of a goofy fucking asshole person, or
I
are
don't
they
know, because
someone
I'm
that
kind of
needs
a
to
goofy asshole person. And so is Steve, but we're really sensitive when it comes to those things.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
But I mean, for me, I think if a guy was like, if he was down there and he goes, "Did you eat asparagus?" I would be like, "Fucking no, what the fuck, fuck you!" And he'd be like, "Oh, it smells like asparagus or something." Then it would be in my mind, and I would be like, "Oh, maybe I need to see if is there something going on?" Like
Right. Yeah.
versus if he was like, "Look, honey, this is a fucking problem, and like I think you should get it checked out." I would
Right.
be so embarrassed. So I think it's hard. You have to be
For
able
sure,
to
it
read.
depends on
You have to be able to
personality.
read,
Yeah, read the
the
room.
person.
Right.
Yeah, because then that, like your version, that would work for you. To me,
Yeah.
feels passive aggressive.
I think ultimately,
yeah.
if you're meant to be with that person, they're gonna get over it. It's gonna be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
Yeah.
better to tell them than not.
exactly.
As a person, you should be prepared for that kind of question too. Don't let it freak you out.
Yeah.
Take it as it's like a consideration.
It's
like
not
they told
personal.
you.
It's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah, we all
Unless they're
smell
being personal.
we all smell fucking disgusting at some point or another.
right.
We're all
Yeah.
humans.
Exactly. It's not personal. Don't take
Especially
it too
during
personal.
quarantine.
And they're
Tell you.
quarantine pussy.
It's just a bush down there right now. It's sweaty. And I mean
Sweaty?
I've been sweaty lately. I noticed.
It's like a tropical jungle
Yeah,
over
you
there.
do a lot. Then you just shave
It's very
that shit off.
humid.
It's very humid. Jesus. And I see it as if they tell you, that means they want you to
They do
take care
care
of it. They
enough.
care. They want you to take
Right.
care of it because they want to bone you again.
Boom.
Yeah. All right.
Silver lining.
So next question, I feel like we can all relate to this and have an answer to this. Amy Yan asks, what do you miss most about not being in the public eye?
Miss most about not.
Ooh.
I miss
Oh.
being able to just not have to put on makeup when I go out, because sometimes I'm like, fuck it, I'm gonna look like dog shit today. And then I run into a fan. I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm so
That's
disappointing in
always-
person.
yeah.
Dude, why does that always happen?
It's always
the
when you
time.
look like the
Always.
shittiest.
The shittiest.
I went out for like the first time ever during quarantine because I visited my parents for the first time. I hadn't seen them since Christmas, and they live in Santa Barbara, and they had just opened up the downtown area, and it was very like you had to wait in big lines to get into anywhere. But like I went into the Sephora there, but I like didn't put on any makeup. I was like, whatever. We all have masks on. Everyone's masked up. Like no one can tell anything, but people recognized Steve because he's big and tall and fucking Steve.
He has a very
Yeah.
like distinctive hairline.
So then we took pictures, and I was like, "This is the ugliest picture that you'll ever like."
Did
which
you
is
have your mask
why
on? They just
Yeah,
wanted it for the
I
moment,
did.
though.
because I didn't want to take it off and like
No.
give you more.
Yeah, that's dangerous.
Yeah, no, I always have my mask on, but I've literally only been out just that time and one other time when I went to Trader Joe's and got plants.
Oh.
And that's it.
I think the worst I ever had was I was driving home after I went to the spa, or I went to go get a facial, and it's one of those like blood facials where they puncture you with like millions.
Oh, I've heard of that.
Of holes.
Vampire facial?
Was that worth it?
I thought it was dope. I mean, like it's not $1,500
Yeah, it's
dope,
expensive.
but I thought it was dope. So I was driving home from that, and I looked insane. Like.
Yeah.
I looked like my face got peeled off, right?
Yeah.
So I'm waiting for a parking spot in my apartment, and then this car pulls up next to me and says, "Hey, your taillight's out." Hey, aren't you Gina? And I was just like, oh no. I looked like the Red Skull.
I forgot you said your face looked like
And I was just like, oh, oh God. Now they want a
He
picture.
recognized you through that.
He didn't take a picture, thank God. Now he's just gonna go over, but this bitch looks fucking
Yeah,
insane.
how do they recognize you?
I don't know, man. It was so bad. Like I run into it's weird running into fans sometimes. I ran into someone when I was at Planned Parenthood trying to get
Oh
some fucking birth control, and like these like teenagers came in. They're like, "Oh my God, Gina Darling, what are you doing here?" And I'm just like, I'm trying not to get pregnant, you know. Like, can we take a picture? I'm like in front of the Planned Parenthood sign, you know, like time and place, man. So that's the one thing that I miss, when I can just go out and just do random shit without people recognizing me.
For me, I miss and this is kind of like bittersweet or whatever, but I kind of miss having my life being private, because
Dude, same.
so like I've revealed so much about myself and so much about like my marriage in particular, because that's like getting scrutinized like crazy, but it's because like I invited that in. So I understand that it was my doing, obviously, because like
Right,
no
right,
one
of
else
course, of course.
is releasing my information other than me. So that part, I kind of like the negative that comes with it is the part that I guess I could use the word regret, but not really. I don't regret it because of the fact that there's so much good that comes out of it too.
Right.
And so many people are always reaching out saying like how much me talking about my issues and my past and my trauma, all these things have helped like you guys, feel less alone. So that part makes me feel like, okay, it was worth it. But like moving that to the side, just looking at the negative, I'm like, damn, I do miss having privacy, like not having all that being put out there.
It's like stressful because you have to do like announcements and like I see all those like the couples that would break up and they would have to do these announcements.
Yeah.
Like God, that
Yeah,
that
like when me and
sucks to
Joe
do
did a
that.
breakup video.
Yeah.
That shit got like 800,000 views or something. And I'm just like,
yeah, and it
Yeah.
that many people saw that.
right?
So I'm glad I'm not like super mega famous. Like I feel like
Yeah.
I'm still able to
Oh,
focus
yeah.
on what I'm passionate
Yeah.
about without feeling pressured to do like something that I'm.
Yeah,
Not
imagine
just to
an
please
actual
everybody.
serious level of fame. For me, I feel like, and this is gonna sound weird because I think for most people it's not this way. But like when I'm introduced to new people, or even as I'm dating and I like show them my Instagram,
yeah.
usually I'm like, I don't want to give you. I just wish I had like a normal person Instagram with like 300
You should
followers.
start a Finsta.
Yeah, just
I guess I
start a
should
new
start
one.
a fake one,
Like
but
a-
then it's
Also,
also
like
like
all the shit you want.
then also well no, it's not about talking shit. I just
Like
want
have a private Instagram.
They has 2 accounts.
I have so I have
but
one
they're
for
both have a fuck ton of followers.
That's true.
no.
The point is, though, I just want people to treat me like a regular person because sometimes, like, I'll be on a date or something, and then I'll start revealing more and more, and they're like, "You have 100,000 followers," like, and then they
Yeah.
start like they project onto me this influencer
Right.
mindset, and I'm like, "No, I'm not really like that. Like, that's not a big deal to
Yeah.
me." Like, or they start acting like, "Well, people like me too. I just because I don't have 100,000," and I'm like, I've gotten so much of it to where I'm like,
Their own
this
insecurities.
is not,
projected.
yeah, but it's just
Yeah.
annoying to where I'm just like, I'm a fucking absolutely normal person and don't like walk into a room with me and be like, oh yeah, and guess what? She has 100,000 followers. And I'm just
Yeah.
like, stop.
people
I don't
do
like
that.
that.
Yeah, I
people
don't
do
like
that.
that at all.
Well, you should ask Gina. She's the big superstar. Like, dude.
Well,
shut
Those
also-
up.
kind of jokes make me feel like they're kind of like jabs too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
They are.
dude, I
It's
don't
like they're trying
give
to
a
take you
shit
down a notch for no reason.
Yeah, and I'm like, I
Exactly.
don't really care about that kind of stuff. Like, it's weird how when you don't have that, then you like project this shitty kind of. I mean, there are a lot of shitty influencers or whatever. So
But
I
you put
get
under the
that.
same umbrella.
I
as
get that.
everybody,
Yeah. So that's the thing I think that I like the least is that we're put under the same umbrella as some of
Right.
these other assholes.
I get like random people like from high school and like people that
Yeah.
I like barely know
Yeah.
from like old jobs I worked at. Like, hey, do you think you could promote my
Oh,
blah blah
God,
blah?
yeah.
Like, hey, I haven't seen you in a while. It looks like you're doing well. Do you think you could like share my link on your blah blah? And it's like I don't even. You never talked to me.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
you weren't nice to me back then. Why? Like why?
Dude, for me, it's like family members that are so far removed, like from your immediate family, that you don't even know these people exist. But I don't know where they come out of the woodwork. Like, hey, I'm your cousin, like from like 30 times removed. I'm trying to be a YouTuber. Can you help me?
Yeah.
I'm like,
Oh God, yeah.
what?
There's this guy that went into my friend's stream, and like this is like my close friend that I've known for like 12 years, and then it's like a guy that I randomly kind of knew in passing back when I was like 16 years old. He went to my friend's stream like last month or so, and then he's like, hey, do you remember Gina from back then? And my friend's like, yeah. And then he goes, yeah, ever since she became a YouTuber, she's changed, man. And then my friend's like, shut the fuck up, dude.
Like, no.
Yeah, shut the fuck
I
up.
didn't even know her, period.
You barely knew her.
Yeah.
And I would hope that after like 12 years or
She has
something
changed.
that I would, or 20 something, like I would change. I would
Yeah.
hope I fucking change. But it's just like, dude, don't be fucking bitter. I barely remember who you are. And like we barely even talk.
Or there's those people from high school that they claim to have known you.
Oh,
Or
God.
like for me, I've had this one person who claims to have dated me and says
I've
that
had a bunch of those.
that he
Yeah.
like fucked me so hard and it was right before I got pregnant, and so maybe Isaac's his kid, and like
Ugh.
fucked up rumors.
Yeah.
Where I'm like, I literally have never seen you once in my life. Like
Yeah. I
what
know
the fuck?
exactly who I've
So
slept
gross.
with.
Yeah.
And you
Yeah.
wish it was you.
exactly. But
Body
then they make
count
up
is
these,
low.
They
Yeah.
make up these rumors so then they could feel important with whoever just so happens to read that comment, and then people believe the comments that they read, so they're like, really, it's true, she did do that, or she is like this, or whatever it is. And I'm like, guys, it's not even true.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude, when I first started dating Joe and started getting numbers, like I remember on his YouTube channel, people would be commenting like, oh yeah, I banged that girl while she was in Austin, blah, blah, blah. And I remember thinking like literally when I moved to Austin, I went out with one guy, didn't have sex with him. And then I went out with another guy and I did have sex with him. So I slept with only one person in Austin, and then Joe came and he was the only other person I slept with the entire time I was in Austin. And I was like, this is not the one guy I slept with. So why are you lying?
Yeah.
Like I
They
know,
want the
like you
attention.
accomplished from that. Because like they think that like, oh, I'm from Austin, so everyone's gonna believe that like, oh, I've just been this girl that's been in Austin. I was only there for a short time, and I'm like, why are you lying on my
They don't
name?
even get
It's
their
so
shit straight.
weird.
You always
And
lying.
there are people who it's like who would claim that they slept with you, but I'm just like, have you seen yourself?
Do you see you?
Have you seen?
Do you
Well,
see
that's
you?
why they have to make the.
Also, you're in
family.
fucking like Missouri.
Yeah.
Like when have I been there?
I don't understand.
Excuse you,
Yeah.
disgusting.
It's ridiculous. But that is the end of our episode. Thank you guys so much for all your questions.
Thanks for asking.
Yes.
Yeah, we're gonna
Keep
be doing
asking.
this.
I
Yeah.
would love to get some like really detailed questions though. Like
Wanna get
this
deep?
is my
I guess
this
it's
is
kinda
my
hard
thing.
'cause it's through
It's
Instagram.
through Instagram. Yeah. So maybe we will also add like a thing where they can email us like a little bit of a longer
yeah.
question or DM us your longer question
Slip
when we
into those DMs.
send it to the
Yeah.
DM so
We'll
we
check
can
your
get
DMs.
more info. I would love to hear your actual story so we
Yeah.
can talk about that.
But we're definitely going to do this more. So make sure you follow our Instagram. We're going to be prompting everyone to ask questions there. And also
Clean your pussy.
clean your pussy.
Yeah.
So that no
Clean
one
your
says
dick,
anything.
too.
Your dick.
Clean your
And
dick.
also,
And balls. Get the schmegma out.
In your asshole.
In your taint.
and also help us come up with a name for this segment because this is fun. I like being able to answer you guys' questions,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
So help us come up with a name. And as always, make sure you guys subscribe, like the video, give us
5 stars.
5 stars.
Mood ring.
Oh.
Mood
But
ring.
I just
What
remember
does
you're
that
right.
mean?
She was like, Gina was like, what if we sat in a circle and asked questions and we called it the mood ring?
Oh, I like
Oh,
that.
You came up with that?
Yeah.
But I
don't wanna sit in a
don't
But
circle.
we're not even really in a circle.
Imagine if we filmed it like that 70s
That would
show.
be cute.
That would be cute.
A lazy Susan with the camera in the
I
middle.
love that.
We just like spin it. It's like Tiff's turn to talk.
Oh, well, there
That's
you go.
cute.
We might have, oh my God, we might just do that. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you guys next week.
Bye.
Bye.